4:51. We're taking a look at live radar where we do have a couple of showers out there right now. A few of those fizzling as they move farther north, but a little sprinkle starting to move into the Luling area this morning. So just be aware of that. May not be the best time to get the dog out for a walk. Wait 5-10 minutes and you'll be just fine to do it. Looks like the Riverwalk camera is still looking pretty nice there. Mostly clear skies out there on the South Shore as well as the North Shore. We are seeing those temperatures in the 70s and 80s, which is a little bit warmer in spots than we were yesterday. Look at Gulfport coming in at 83. That's 8 degrees warmer than you were yesterday. Other spots like the North Shore and the South Shore coming in just 1 to 2 degrees warmer. But the hair cast, not looking great today. You might want to grab the ponytail, the extra hairspray, whatever you got, and make sure that you can keep things in control with all this humidity. It's going to be another hot and humid day. Yesterday, temperatures in parts of the area got into the low to mid 90s. Today will do the same. And the folks that don't or that stay on the lower end of that scale will likely have some storms in the afternoon. Important to note, I do think our high temperatures could hit early in the afternoon before those storms get going and then start to taper off as we head into the evening hours. We'll fall back into those 80s. High temperatures over the next 7 days, though. Look at this ramp up, getting into the mid to upper 90s. Some spots could even near 100 over the weekend. So prepare for a hot one. Average highs this time of year are in the low 90s. So I would say days like today and tomorrow are not out of the question. We're still in summertime. We can still get that summer heat. But this weekend, that's going to be really hot. And again, while it's not unusual across southeast Louisiana and South Mississippi to have this kind of heat, we do hope that in the next couple of weeks or even the next month that we start to see less and less of those. Rain chances show a gradual drop off. This is going to be part of the reason for that big warm up over the weekend. High pressure builds in, suppresses our rain chances, and allows those temperatures to soar. At least for today and tomorrow, though, we still do have that spotty chance for rain. Remember, we like this high pressure system. It's keeping that tropical storm, possibly a hurricane, Grace, well to our south. It's going to lead to some really hot conditions, a heat wave over the weekend and into early next week. But again, keeping the tropical systems away is always good this time of year. 3 systems out there. Tropical depression Fred still kind of wreaking some havoc as it makes its way up into the Virginias, across the Carolinas, bringing some heavy rain, some tornado threat and flooding threats there. Tropical storm Henri is going to continue making its way around Bermuda on the southern side. And Tropical Storm Grace is moving over the very warm western Caribbean waters, where it's expected to strengthen as it makes its way toward the Yucatan. A quick look at that strengthening, possible Category 1 by tomorrow. Weakening a bit as it crosses the Yucatan, re-strengthening as it crosses the Bay of Campeche and moves into the western Gulf. That's a look at your forecast. We'll have much more fun. Them moving in from Barataria Bay kind of into northern Plaquemines there. We are going to see dry skies on the North Shore, dry skies on the South Shore. A couple of showers there moving off of Lake Salvador as well. Beautiful view from our Riverwalk camera this morning as that sun comes up. We are looking at a really nice sky. I expect current conditions are going to be temperatures are going to be in the 70s and 80s. We're anywhere from 1 to 4 degrees warmer than we were this same time yesterday. Your haircast shows that we are going to see very humid conditions. So make sure that you have that extra hairspray or the ponytail. Definitely want to be prepared for the humidity today. Temperatures are likely to climb quickly. You can see 87 at 9 a.m. We'll likely get into those low to mid 90s before pop-up storms start to take those temperatures down again. So it's going to be different for everybody today, but I think low to mid 90s is what you should plan for as far as peak heat, and that will likely come during the early afternoon. Looking at 94 for a high tomorrow as well. Make that 96 on Friday, 98 to 100 as we head into the weekend and early next week. It's going to be getting extra hot out there, guys, and so you'll want to make sure you're taking all of those heat precautions. A 30 to 40% chance for rain for today and tomorrow, but then we dry out completely. If you have anything you need to get done and you need the dry skies for it, maybe washing the car, mowing the lawn, all those things, just keep in mind it's going to be really hot without that rain to cool us down in the afternoon. We'll see a few pop-up storms possible early next week, but otherwise this is kind of what we're watching, that blocking high. Now, high pressure makes us hot, so that's not always great, but it also blocks tropical systems from heading our way. So that is going to be what we see moving across the Caribbean across the Yucatan, into the Bay of Campeche and back into Mexico. That is Tropical Storm Grace, which could become a hurricane a couple of times throughout its life cycle, but it will not be moving toward the northern Gulf Coast, and I think that's what everybody really wants to know. As far as the tropics, there are a few things that we're watching. I mentioned Tropical Storm Grace just now. Tropical Storm Henri is going to stay out there by Bermuda, so we're not really concerned with that one. Tropical Depression Fred continues to cause problems as it moves kind of up the East Coast through the Carolinas and the Virginias. There were tornado threats, flood threats, and all kinds of problems after it made landfall there in Florida, moved through Alabama, Georgia, and like I said, the Carolinas and Virginia over the course of the day yesterday and the day before. Now, as far as Grace is concerned, I want to show you that track because I think that's the only one that really is even worth mentioning. Again, Henri's going to stay way out there by Bermuda. Fred is on its way out. It's moving way up north. Movement west at 16 miles per hour, winds at 65 miles per hour. But those could get up to 85 miles per hour in the next 24 hours as it moves over warm water. Weakens as it moves over the Yucatan, re-strengthens as it moves over the warm waters of the Bay of Campeche, the southwestern Gulf, before making its way into Mexico once again. Again, staying well away from us, and that's the way we like to see it. Meg, Kelsey.
That is definitely what we like to see. You know, Shelby, you're getting ever closer to welcoming the triplets, and because of that, you need a little bit more time to take some rest, right?
That's right. I need a little bit more rest, says my doctor. So y'all been seeing me sit down, but at this point, I think I need to start laying down a little bit more. So this will be my last day on air before I start my maternity leave. But as soon as all of those babies are here, I can't wait to share them with you guys, show y'all pictures and find out their genders because we still don't know that yet.
I know we were guessing earlier, trying to figure out what we're thinking the combo is going to be.
I know we need to get the office pool going. Guesses on the triplets genders
and trying to guess the names. I mean, there's so much to think about.
I know, because we have had discussions about that too. Okay. Got to get on all that.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay forecast.
All right. Happy Wednesday, guys. Live radar is showing that we have a couple of showers out there right now. Let's go ahead and take a look down toward the coast. This is where we're seeing a few showers kind of right along the river. Port Sulphur looking dry right now. Empire looking dry, but Triumph has a shower approaching. Just offshore, we also have a few showers there. Looking farther north, most of the area has stayed dry this morning, but folks there near Bridge City may be getting a shower rolling in the next couple of minutes. That could cross the river and end up in the Jefferson area, parts of Kenner. River Ridge might also get a little bit of a sprinkle here this morning, but most of the area is starting off dry and sunny. Look at this, all that sunshine over the river this morning from our Riverwalk camera. Temperatures will be heating up under that sunshine, so we're already in the 70s and 80s. I expect that we'll be getting into those 90s this afternoon. Your planner for today shows those 90s likely happening in the early afternoon, and then things kind of cool down with those storms popping up. I think a lot like yesterday, it's going to be feast or famine. Some folks are going to get those big heavy downpours. Other folks are going to stay mostly dry. Temperatures do start to fall off a little bit heading into the evening hours. It's still going to be warm and muggy out there, but the rain chances should fall off for the evening as well. High temperature wise, it's going to be hot out there. There's really no other way to say it, especially as we get toward the weekend. Those temperatures really ramp up, and that'll be partly because we don't have any rain to help us out each afternoon. At least today and tomorrow, the temperatures will be somewhat kept in check because of those little 30 to 40% pop-up showers. But as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm expecting dry skies, and we could stay mostly dry into early next week, but if that high starts to move on us, I'm keeping a 20% chance for the possibility of some stray storms. Hey, let's talk about that high pressure. High pressure serves to sink the air for us, and so what that does is it suppresses storms like big rising air. With a high pressure system overhead, you're not going to get that big rising air, so you're not as likely to see rain. Also, it kind of compresses the air and makes us extra hot out there. So that's going to make us extra hot. And while that sounds like a couple of things to complain about, here's what we're not complaining about. Tropical systems stay away from that high pressure system. They're not going to be able to curve into that. So that's what's going to keep tropical depression or possibly even Hurricane Grace away from us. Let's talk tropics. I want to show you Grace's track right now. This shows you that it's expected to become a hurricane before reaching the Yucatan Peninsula.
Crossing that landmass is likely to weaken it, but moving over the warm waters of the southwestern Gulf there in the Bay of Campeche could strengthen it again. So it looks like Mexico may end up taking a hit twice from the same tropical system and possibly twice as a hurricane. There are a couple of other things. Tropical Depression Fred still making its way up the East Coast. Tropical Storm Henri still making its way south of Florida. And a quick look at that Delta World Tire weather phone. I want to remind you 52888 is the number to call. And a quick look at that Fox 8 weather app, which of course you can download anytime to get updates on the tropics, updates on our local storms, or your hour-by-hour forecast. Meg, Kelsey.
Shelby, even though we love having you here every day, it's time for you to stay home and get a little bit more rest.
That's right. More rest is in my future. I'm told that sitting down for my weathers is not good enough anymore. I've got to get sideways now. So
yeah.
The doctor has recommended I go on bed rest now, and so that's what I'll be doing starting tomorrow. So this is my last day giving you guys the forecast before my maternity leave. So I'm a little sad. With Jenna and Martha, I was able to work right up until the end. Apparently, when you have 3 babies, that's not how it works.
It's a little different. It's a little different. But for everybody watching at home, we still have several more hours with Shelby, so she's not leaving just yet.
Hang around.
All right. We had a couple of showers that made it to the West Bank, but couldn't even cross the river before fizzling out. So let's take a look at current conditions right now. Temperatures are in those 70s and 80s. We're running 1 to 4 degrees warmer than we were this same time yesterday, and we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds out there now. We had some cloudy skies being reported in Bogalusa, but I'm seeing more sunshine there now, and we do have sunny skies in Slidell and Gulfport. So with all that sunshine, you know it's going to get hot out there today, and it's also going to be a day that UV index is high. So make sure you're wearing that sunscreen. We'll see temperatures getting into the mid-90s this afternoon. Some storms expected to pop up, but it may be another feast or famine day like yesterday was. You know, obviously we had some big downpours in parts of the area while other parts of the area stayed dry. We're going to do that again today. So if you get one of those big downpours, you may not be quite as hot, but the trade-off is you have to deal with that rain. Looks like we'll see spotty storms for tomorrow and still another warm day. But goodness, once we get to the weekend, this is going to feel not so bad because we'll be getting extra hot without any rain to cool us down. High temperatures could soar into the upper 90s to near 100 by Saturday and Sunday. Overnight temperatures, those will be in the 70s and 80s. That's a look at your forecast.